period. Whatever that means. I mean, it's exactly as you say, too. Some people wake up without doing a thing. I love that part. I love the unpredictability. I think that's really rich. But to live a good life, I think it has to be well considered.
Yeah, it's as if people in the West especially, we have actually a lot. A lot of people would say, well, I still don't really have, I want a better house or a better car or whatever, but when you look back to how we were 50 years ago or whatever, we have incredible amount more than we had. And yet people aren't really happier.
No, because it's exterior. It seems to be exterior. There is no interior, exterior.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all consciousness, but in a kind of normal, whatever that would be, life, there is an exterior and an interior. Some people don't even know there's an interior. And I think that's the breaking point for people. You can just weigh so much on what appears to be exterior and never be satisfied. And one drop of self-recognition, just everything is in order. Everything, whether I'm rich or poor, whether anybody loves me or not, you know.
It's almost as if people have to get to this point of just realizing that they have more and more and more and more, and still it doesn't really change. It might change something for a day or a week or even a month, but afterwards things return back to where they were, and they might even get more desperate because they've got more and they're still not any happier.
Well, this is a very, excuse the expression, but it's a very mind-controlled kind of atmosphere, because after World War II, in the United States, one of Freud's either nephews or grandson, I can't remember and I'm sorry, but he was closely related to Freud, created the idea that you need what you don't have, and it's going to give you power. And not only is it going to give you power, it's going to give you status. And whatever your neighbor has, you should have more. And the reason they brought this into being was because the factories and the corporations didn't know how much to make, because people were only buying what they needed.
Yeah.
So they couldn't kind of calculate what people needed. So this guy, and I'm sorry I don't know his name, I can get it back to you, created the idea that you really need a lot more than you can even think about.
Yeah.
And this is going to give you a lot of satisfaction. Everybody's going to see you as a great person. So in a way, this is part of the innocence that I see in humanity, is the mistake of who we are and what we need and how we are with each other. If you're British and I'm American, yeah, okay, but I don't really see that. I mean, yes, and I do respect it, but from my heart, there is nothing like that.
Yeah, well, we've got about 3 or 4 minutes left. Is there anything you want to say in the last 3 or 4 minutes that we haven't covered yet?
I want to thank you, and I want to thank the listener for taking in our conversation. I would like to encourage people to learn what self-love is, and to participate in creating an enlightened world. When we were in the Valley of the Moon in Peru with the Caros, the priests at the top of the mountains, a shaman stood up, and there was about 72 people there, and he said, everyone has to take responsibility for their place in the circle. That's what I would say. I thought it was brilliant.
We all have to take responsibility for our place in life, really, don't we?
Exactly. In the circle of life. That's what he meant.
Yeah, it's not easy to see at the time, but
it gives
a starting point, isn't it? That's the kind of basic thing of take responsibility, then you can start to move forward somehow.
Absolutely. And doesn't it hand you back to your own power?
It does, if you can access it, absolutely, yeah.
And we don't need to be afraid of our power as long as we feel that we can be a benefit to the world.
It's a good place to finish on. We don't need to be afraid of our power.
Thank you.
ShantiMayi, thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you, Ian.
And just to remind you, this is ShantiMayi's book that's available on Amazon. And thank you everyone for watching Conscious TV, and I hope we see you again soon. Goodbye.